guys, it's Kari from Chalk Couture, and I'm here with Christine, and we're here to talk to you today about ink and paste.
Yep.
We've got a couple of your most common questions for us as we have introduced this new line of ink to our offering. And so we just wanted to kind of tackle some of those questions that you've had for us.
Do you want to take the first one?
Yeah, thanks,
okay,
Christine.
go for it.
So our original paste comes in 35 beautiful colors.
Ta-da!
You range the whole spectrum, and we know you love the beautiful offering that we have in paste. For inks, we have a 15 color palette, and we tried to choose the most beautiful and basic colors that you would need to, like for your home decor and the things that you would be using your ink for. Now, comparing the two as far as shelf life, they're very similar. We always recommend that an unopened paste is good for a year.
Yep.
And if it's been opened, about 6 months.
That's right. And remember, when you are working with them, to keep those lids on as much as possible, because paste is very air hungry, and the air will dry it out, probably even a little faster than our inks.
Absolutely. The ink does have a bit of a different consistency, so it doesn't dry out as quickly, which is great for when you're working with it. You don't feel the rush quite as much, but we still recommend that you keep that lid on, and once it's opened, it should last about 6 months.
Yep. And it's a little bit thicker too, our pastes are. Don't you find that
Yes.
ink will have a little bit thinner consistency? And it is, as Kari would say, not as forgiving, so you are going to want to protect your areas and your surfaces that you're working on. Now, let's see, I'm looking at question number 2. We were asked, can I combine inks and paste on the same project? Absolutely. This canvas is a perfect example where we have used both the gold ink as well as some of our gray paste, and it looks awesome together. So combine them on the same project, but do not mix them together. Do not cross the streams, people, because they are a totally different chemical composition, and so they won't mix well at all. Okay, that's that
And you would
question.
not want to heat set your paste.
Oh, absolutely. So you're going to talk, in fact, I think you should talk about that, because you do have to heat set ink, and you cannot heat set paste. Bad things will happen.
Right.
So talk a little bit about heat setting, why you need it, and how to do it.
Okay, so when you're using your ink, you want it to be a permanent application.
Absolutely.
And so if you're doing that, you need to heat set it once you're finished with your project. For instance, on fabric, on this cute little zipper pouch,
Love this one.
you would need to, once this is dried, you will need to cover it with parchment and iron it with a medium iron for 4 minutes each side. Now, if you want to use your ink on something that's a harder surface, you can do that too. This mug we used the silver ink on, and then once it's finished and dry, you can put it in your oven for about 30 minutes at 350 degrees.
Perfect. And again, that's for oven-safe items only.
Absolutely.
So it's not, you don't want to do it on plastics or melamine or something else that's not oven-friendly.
Right.
But then once this has been heat set, this is safe to go through the dishwasher.
It sure is. Now,
Awesome.
you wouldn't want to put ink anywhere that it's going to come in contact with food because it's not rated for food safety. But on something like this is a hard surface, and this is strictly ink. Now, it goes on beautifully on this canvas.
Looks great.
But this is not something that you can heat set.
No.
But it's fine. It dries permanent, just like the paste.
But you're also
would.
not going to put that into a washer
No.
like you might a piece of apparel or
Yeah.
an apron or something like that.
But the fun thing is, it gives you some of those great metallics to use on projects where you maybe haven't been able to do that
For
before.
sure. I
So
love it.
I love that those are an option for us now.
Okay. I think the last question that we have that we wanted to cover with you is addressing working with the two substances and bleed through. You're really not going to have an issue with bleed through on pastes, even when you're working on softer surfaces like canvas. But bleed through is an issue with ink. Like we talked about, it's a little bit thinner consistency, and depending on the type of fabric that you're working with, it could be really porous and could wick through. That is partially why we have provided these terrific ink mats. So the ink mat, I say partially, because the other reason we've provided the ink mat is that it has a light adhesive, so that when you press your fabric surface down onto it, it will keep it in place so that it won't slippy slidey all over the place. So strongly recommend that you are working with an ink mat or a suitable barrier. You're also going to want to remove your ink mat before you do any ironing or heat setting. These are not heat safe, even though they're fantastic barriers and to hold your project in place while you're working with it. So these are just a few fun tips and ideas. Yes, you can work with paste on solid surface as well. You can wash this, remove it, and start again. You can work with inks, heat set it, and have it forever. Whatever your project, whatever your passion, we have a paste and now an ink just for you. Hope this helps answer some of your questions so you can think ink and have a perfect passion for paste. Join us again next time. We'll see you later.